Hey guys, Breezy CPA here, your certified public accountant, back with another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about North Carolina passing an alternative pathway to the CPA exam licensure. They are now becoming one of over 20 states in the US that are passing this new CPA pathway to getting your CPA license that is not going to require the 150 hour credit hours that were required before. Now you'll only need that 120 credit hours. And this is on the heels of the AICPA and the National Association of State Boards of Accountancy also jumping on board to try and push this initiative nationwide in the US to make it easier for accountants to get their CPA license and to get more accountants into the accounting profession. So now we have over 20 states that have now passed this legislation, including Oregon, Nevada, Utah, Montana, New Mexico, Texas, Minnesota, Illinois, and a lot of others here. So almost half of the nation here is jumping on board with this new CPA licensure. Some other states like Florida and California, they're taking their time with passing this legislation, but I think it's only a matter of time before these states jump on board as well. So for North Carolina, effective January 1st, 2026, this will enable licensure with a bachelor's and accounting concentration, 2 years of experience, passage of the CPA exam. It keeps the existing route of 150 hours and a bachelor's degree with a concentration in accounting and the 1 year of experience in passing the CPA exam, or a master's with accounting concentration and 1 year of experience with passing the CPA exam. So taking a look at this article here, new North Carolina law creates alternative path to CPA licensure. After decades of high hurdles, North Carolina has opened its new door to CPA licensure. The Accounting Workforce Development Act introduces a new pathway for CPA licensure starting in January 1st, 2026. The bill passed unanimously with votes of 109-0 in the Senate and 45-0 in the House. So this is good. You know, nobody is against this. Everybody seems to be on board here. So North Carolina Governor Josh Stein signed it into law on July 1st. So to keep in mind when it comes to the passing of these legislations for the various states and the new licensure pathway, it has to go through the Senate, it has to go through the House and the Assembly, and then it goes on to the governor of each state, which needs to sign off on these pathways in order for them to come into law for those states. So keep in mind that there is a process that has to be done here in order for it to get passed into law. And the last step of that process is getting the governor to sign off on it. So until the governor signs off on it, it does not become a law for that state. So whatever news you see in regards to your particular state, until that governor signs off on it, don't count on it being a new pathway. So for over 20 years, becoming a CPA meant earning 150 college credits, passing the demanding CPA exam, and completing a year of professional experience. The requirement to earn 150 credits essentially meant a graduate degree or another 30 credits, which was an extra year of college. So this was money that basically didn't need to be spent by these students. I tell my students all the time that you can pass the CPA exam with just your undergraduate degree in accounting, with a concentration in accounting. You'll have all the knowledge you need along with studying for the CPA exam in order to pass the CPA exam. So this graduate degree and the extra 30 credit hours were just a scam, in my opinion, in order to get students to get into more debt and basically pay more money in order to sit for these exams. So thank goodness they're doing away with this, since undergraduate programs only offer 20 credit hours. You needed those extra 30 in order to get to that 150. Now you're just going to need your 4 years of undergraduate degree. So you're not going to need to spend those thousands of extra dollars to sit for the CPA exam, and that time now can be used working. So you can go get your 2 years of work experience rather than having to sit in a classroom for an extra 1 or 2 years, getting into more debt. Now you can actually earn an income, sit for the CPA exam with your 120, and make money while you're getting that experience. That extra time and cost pushed many students away from pursuing accounting as a career. The alternative path requires a bachelor's degree in accounting, 2 years of supervised CPA experience, and passing the CPA exam. Ultimately, the new pathway removes the need for graduate or additional schools. Additionally, it allows aspiring CPAs to replace what would be a year of paying for college with the ability to earn money and gain work experience. So this is huge. Not only are you not having to pay extra money out of your pocket and consume that time sitting in classrooms and studying, um, but now you can actually go and get paid and get experience while passing the CPA exam. Applicants who qualify through either route can be licensed through the North Carolina State Board of Examiners. The new law is a response to the shortage of licensed CPAs in North Carolina, according to the North Carolina CPA Board. Factors such as baby boomer retirements, higher education costs, and fewer high school graduates pursuing accounting careers have resulted in this shortage. So as we know, as I discussed in previous videos, we have a shortage of accountants. The baby boomers represent 75 to 80% of the CPAs currently in the workforce. And as we know, they're going to be retiring within the next 10 to 15 years. So that's going to increase the shortage of accountants. So these states are basically trying to make it easier for CPAs to get their licenses in order to fill this void that is here and will be increasing. The financial strain on aspiring CPAs is significant, with North Carolina borrowers carrying $53.5 billion in student loan debt. So $53.5 billion in student loan debt, and then you had to go and get your graduate degree and those 30 extra credit hours in order to sit for the exams, increasing that student loan debt. And this was a benefit to the states. Don't get me wrong, this is what they were intending to do here. Each state said, hey, how do we get more money from these students? We'll make it a requirement for them to get these 30 additional credit hours. People went and got their masters in accounting, went into hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt to get their undergraduate and graduate degrees. The average debt for those who hold a master's degree is in the U.S. exceeds $60,000. So not only were they getting this student loan debt, the government was making money off of the interest. Banks were making money off of the interest. So this was a planned thing that these states were doing uh, beforehand in order to get these students into more debt to funnel money into the system. And now they're realizing, oh, wait a minute, nobody wants to take up accounting anymore because the cost is so high. What do we do now? Okay, let's backtrack here. And for 30 years they did this, and now they're saying, hold on a second, let's backtrack and not make this a requirement anymore. On top of the cost of the fifth year of college, candidates must also pay hundreds of dollars in CPA exam fees. The application fee for the exam is $230, and each exam section costs $262. This is for North Carolina in particular. It's going to vary state by state. Make sure to check with your Board of Accountancy for whatever state you're sitting in. These costs may be necessary more than once if you don't pass your exams the first time, which is the case for many students, seeing as the pass rate is right around 50%. The exam is split into 4 sections, and North Carolina law requires that each must be passed within a 30-month window. So this is another change to the CPA exam for the benefit of getting more CPAs and accountants into the profession. Before, it was an 18-month window back when I took the exam. Now it's a 30-month window. So you have a little breathing room there in order to pass all your exams. Failing to complete all the sections in time can mean retaking and reapplying for expired parts. The re-exam application fee costs $75. So you have your exam fee and then you have your reapplication fee as well. So these costs add up quick, and then you had the grad school on top of that, and you weren't working, and you know, that made it difficult for a lot of people to sit for the CPA exam. And a lot of people quit because it gets too expensive. If you end up not passing some of these sections and you have to retake the exam, paying $75 each time, plus the $260 or $300, whatever it is. If you're paying $375, $400, $500 to sit for each exam, a couple of failures is going to make you think, wait a second, maybe I don't want to do this. Many accounting firms, including the Big Four, KPMG, Deloitte, Ernst & Young, and PricewaterhouseCoopers, offer reimbursement for CPA exam fees as incentives for employees to pursue certification. Some even offer bonuses for obtaining certification within a certain time frame, or provide study materials and paid time off to study for and take the CPA exams. So like I mentioned in other videos, when it comes to the Big Four, if you want to go and get hired by one of these Big Four companies, don't go in there with the mindset that this is going to be your career for the next 30 to 40 years. Go in there, get what you can from them. This is one of the bonuses, the incentives that you can utilize these big accounting firms for, which is the fact that they will help you with paying for your CPA exam study materials and some of the fees associated with it. So go in there, get your work experience, get them to pay for whatever you can get them to pay for, and get the heck out of there. You don't want to be there for an extended period of time. The idea here is you ideally would want to go out and start your own little tax accounting firm, some sort of entrepreneurial endeavor related to accounting, where you can work on your own and not have to be a cubicle slave to some of these big accounting firm and corporations. So the North Carolina legislation, with its board voting unanimously in favor in early 2025 at a ceremony, Governor Stein took action on several bills. The state represents thoughtful, forward-looking reform that addresses one of the most pressing challenges facing our profession, the shrinking CPA pipeline. He noted that the broad effect that this change may have in the state, it opens the door for capable, motivated students and strengthens the pipeline of talent needed to serve our businesses, communities, and economy. Stein made the following statement: "This bill gives people more paths to obtaining their CPA license without reducing rigor or lowering our state's standards." North Carolina joins over 20 states in exploring alternatives to traditional licensure requirements. Most aim for changes by 2026 and 2027. So this is moving relatively quickly. Any government laws and bureaucratic licensure things are going to take time, but make sure to check with your state board of accountancy to see where they stand when it comes to the passing of these alternative pathways. North Carolina already allows CPAs from other states to work here without extra certification, thanks to recent passage of this bill. The neighbor state License Recognition Act. These steps represent a significant push to remove workforce barriers in North Carolina. So here they're saying that before, when you got your CPA license in a certain state, like for me, it was California, I couldn't just go to New York and start working as a CPA there. I would have to contact their state board of accountancy, get my basically transfer your accreditation and make sure that you're qualified in the state of New York. But what a lot of states are doing now is they are removing this barrier. So if you get your license in a different state, for example, now you can go to North Carolina and you can work there without any extra certification. So these are all measures aimed at getting accountants into the profession, seeing as there is a shortage of accountants now. If you're in North Carolina, this is good news for you. You can now sit for the CPA exam with 120 credit hours and 2 years of experience. If you're interested in learning more about the CPA exam, getting your CPA license, learning more about accounting, make sure to visit breezycpa.com. We offer all the courses necessary in order to help you pass the CPA exam. And if you use promo code Breezy20, you'll get 20% off your order at checkout. So make sure to check the description down below for a link to breezycpa.com and the courses. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Much appreciated. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.